Woo! Sorry about that. As soon as it came on, I was drinking it, drinking that stuff. So for like 3 seconds, I couldn't say it, and I had to hurry to swallow. Anyway, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. This is your boy NarikChase, and I have with me Miss MademB, and of course, we are going to be doing an awesome MademB Narik review. And this time, we're going to be talking about Zombieland Double Tap. Now, for those who don't know, Zombieland is about a land full of zombies, and the survivors try to survive it. It's a good mixture of comedy as well as horror, and everybody loved the first Zombieland movie that came out like what, 10 years ago?
2009.
Yeah, 10 years ago. We've all been highly anticipating the sequel, and the sequel is finally here. So, how does this movie compare to its predecessor? That's what we're going to be talking about in this movie. Beware, there will be a couple of spoilers, but we're going to try to go ahead and keep this stuff unspoilerish, but we're probably going to spoil it anyway. So, there is that. So, Miss MademB, tell me your initial thoughts. Did you like this film? Did you not like this film? Did you think this film was okay?
Um, I liked it for the most part. Them still surviving. I was kind of thrown off by the names of the zombies. They decided to name them. I was like, okay. Also, I was wanted to see more of the T-800s. Not, I know we saw
Yeah.
more of them, but I wanted to see like what they were like going up against them because it seemed like okay, they just treated them like
Regular zombies.
yeah,
Now, I did notice that too. I'm not gonna lie, I did notice that in the film they did establish there were four different zombie types,
mm.
and we only really got to see we saw we saw like one of each.
Yeah, the Homer, the Ninja,
No,
the
we didn't really get to see the like we saw they established what these zombies were, but
mm-hmm.
they never went against the zombies. Like the ninja, I don't remember a scene where they had to fight some silent zombie. I guess you could say the zombie that climbed on the top of the.
I think that's what they would call it.
I guess so, but also there was the smart zombie. We sure as hell didn't see no them fighting a smart zombie.
All right.
So that was kind of that was a little bit of a waste. I will
Yeah, it
admit
was
that.
really uh more of the T-800s what they were like really talking about and I guess scared of, but it just didn't
The,
seem like it to me.
they
They
didn't, they
was
weren't fleshed out enough.
right. That's
Yeah,
right.
I will admit that. That was one of the T-800s were like tougher zombies. They took more bullets. It took a lot more to put them down.
Mm-hmm.
Even like headshots. Because when the first one did show up, he did shoot in the head.
Yeah.
So, and then towards the climactic battle at the end of the film, they did have a bunch of, but they didn't seem like it. They felt like a bunch of like regular zombies. They felt like the zombies at the end of the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I will say that was kind of a letdown.
Yeah.
Not to say that the movie's bad or anything, but it was kind of a letdown.
Yeah. Besides that, I think I didn't have any other problem with it. The characters were good. I guess you could say they kind of grew. Um, I don't know who I would say kind of grew up the most.
I think to a point, the one that I don't think really developed at all was pretty much Jesse Eisenberg's his character,
Mm.
because Woody Harrelson character ends up developing a relationship with this woman, and he's dealing with this father like issue he's having with the young girl. I don't like not saying the names right. Let me go ahead and
Uh, Madison, the young girl Madison,
Little Rock.
Little Rock.
The
The other girl is Madison.
dumb blonde
I was
one. Yeah.
reading Madison. Okay.
So Little Rock, there is the relationship between Little Rock and him.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think uh, through what happens in the movie and everything, they do somewhat to develop a little bit towards each other. It's like it's like they introduce a lot of the story, but like Little Rock, I yeah they do. I want to part of me want to say they built up, but they didn't really develop.
Right,
But
because after all this time, if it depends on between what was the other one's name, Wichita and
Columbus,
Columbus. It was like after all this time they spent together, if they were developing films, it should have been like
they been had feelings because
yeah. So
yeah
by this time, it should have been like okay, she shouldn't have had no. She should have been scared, what I'm saying, and then she left. I think that was kind of messed up. It was like, okay, after all this time, after, these years of y'all developing this kind of relationship, he asks you one thing and you're scared and you up and leave. And come on now, you've been fighting zombies for 10 years.
well I don't know the only reason I was it's like is in the story itself it has been 10 years.
In the story, it hasn't or has.
We don't know. That's what I wanted to see. Has it been 10 years in the actual story itself?
I think that's what they said.
Yeah, 10 years. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Okay, so yeah, 10 years. I don't think you would have those same fears, um, and it kind of makes you wonder. It's like, what was the point of? Uh, I will say, like, what is the point of them kind of dipping
Yeah,
out?
there was no point in that. It was like,
It kind of would have made more sense if the girl just kind of just ventured off on her own, even though they're kind of. But then again, I'm kind of on point. I'm kind of on the fence about that. I'm on
hmm
the fence about it.
because after so many years, I mean, of them living together, killing together, doing all of that, I mean, you would kind of see, what's his name, Tallahassee, knowing she was little when all that started as a father figure.
Yeah,
So, but I can understand her, thinking, okay,
I'm not
well,
a
I'm not
child.
little
Yeah,
anymore.
and towards the end, you do actually see that she did listen to him enough to keep
Yeah.
that gun. So, and it did save him.
Yeah, so
So
I guess them
there,
or her venturing off made their way into where it's supposed to all go down at Babylon. I
I will
guess.
say, I think the Little Rock character didn't get a really good arc
Mhm.
because these three are trying to get to her, and they're going through all of this. They're
Right.
having to deal with all this hell, but she's not dealing with anything. I think it would have been cooler to actually have her deal with the super zombies or something. Uh, like, say the zombies attack that place.
Mm.
Say she's up there trying to lead these people to defend it, and that would show her growth as a character and all the stuff that he'd been telling her. It's all been, you know what I'm saying? She's maintained it, and what he's taught her is saving her life and everything. Then eventually they end up coming together and all. I think that would have benefited more because it would have gave her more of a developing arc. Because really in the movie she doesn't really do anything. The
Right.
entire time she's on this road trip, and then she
Right.
ends
It's
up
just
getting
like she wanted to get treated like a grown up, but it's like okay, what she did was like very rebellious, very teenage like.
yeah, and it's like because of that we really didn't get like it would have been cool if she had some moment where she had to fight some zombies, but
Mm.
she didn't. Most of the time you seen her, she was just smoking weed and chilling and having a
Right.
good time. So I wish they kind of would have worked that a little bit better.
Mhm.
I see why they kind of put that in the movie because they got to have the comedic elements, and it was kind of funny all of this stuff that's going on. He's surviving in this wasteland, playing. You know, what I'm saying it's absurd and it's funny, stupid, but it's kind of funny.
Mhm.
Remember when we was watching that, I said it kind of reminded me of Z Nation a little bit. That's some Z Nation type shit.
Okay.
So I didn't really have that. I didn't really have too much problem with that. I mean, it was a little thing. I wish they could have worked. They could have did something with that, but I didn't have too much problem. But
Mhm.
let's talk about the two best characters outside of the main cast:
Who?
Nevada and Madison. Them two made them two. They made this movie. The four were just awesome. Them two were just icing on the cake.
Right.
Madison was because she was. I don't want to say because she was an idiot. That's what made her. Yeah, she was a dumb blonde,
Right.
and it's funny seeing this dumb blonde survive in the wilderness and all of this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. They said she was since she was 14 inside the freezer of a pink berry. So how long have they been staying in the White House? Weren't they like literally up the street?
I
Or
don't think that they've been there that long. I think because they've been traveling. They're
okay.
used to traveling. So I think they just set up shop there.
Okay.
So yeah. Yeah. But Madison she was funny. She had some really good moments. And normally me, I don't like characters like that.
Right.
But they did a great job with the character. You actually do feel for her character. You actually do like her character. Even though she does come off as a blonde, she did have some pretty good moments. And I did kind of like I kind of wish that there was a little bit more of a relationship built between her and kind of Wichita a little bit. Because the only moment you really think that there's any remote like care for the girl is when she supposedly died. That's like the only moment you're like Wichita kind of feels some kind of empathy for her.
I don't think she did. I think she was just being sarcastic.
I mean, maybe she
That's
was.
That's what it seemed like.
It's like
I was gonna say at the end, maybe.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, she did save her. Madison did save Wichita from that zombie. So it's like, I think from that moment on, it should have been kind of like they were kind of cool. They could have had some kind of common ground, but I don't think they ever reached that.
No.
So that's another thing I kind of wish they kind of would have worked on. But honestly, Madison was one of the best characters in the damn movie. Also, Nevada was fucking awesome. Yeah. She was badass. She had great lines. She was fun. I love the dynamic between her and Woody Harrelson. She was just straight up badass. And literally one of the best scenes in the fucking movie was the whole zombie fight at the
monster truck thing.
No, not that one. When Luke Wilson and the other guy turned into zombies.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And what did you think of Albuquerque and Flagstaff? Did you think they needed a little bit more time?
Yes, I like them. So I would have liked to see this kind of rivalry going on.
Yeah, I think they need a little bit more time.
I wish they would have had.
Even if they would have got killed at the end, between that and them going to get, the road trip going to get, what's her name? Little Rock. That would have been some good stuff.
Or it could have been where they were talking about the super zombies.
Mm-hmm.
They would have had their time and stuff. Got to a place where the super zombie attacked. They killed the super zombie, but it managed to bite both of them, turning them into super zombies. Then we would have. But I agree with you. I like them. I like that little dilemma they had.
Even though Nevada did her thing with the monster truck, or it could have been Flagstaff and Albuquerque. So after that they could have left, and then they wouldn't think they would have saw him again until that scene. And Flagstaff, yay, something like that.
Yeah, I saw it in the trailer and I was like, okay, I gotta watch the movie, especially because of that scene.
Yeah.
But I like that the movie did it. Even though I seen it in the trailer, the movie did it to where it's like, it's just fucking retarded. It's funny, you know what I'm saying? The whole rules versus what was it? He said, Columbus is
commandments.
Yeah, like that was funny. It was clever. It was really clever.
Yeah, it's kind of like, okay, they've been fighting all these zombies, but they go out there and then they end up getting bit.
Did they get bit out there? Or did they get bit before?
It didn't take them long to turn. So they had to get bit out there.
No, but if you think about it, we don't, because the first movie never establishes like the incubation period. I know that they mentioned they fought some super zombies before they came back. So it was like, okay, did they get bit then? Or did they get bit when those zombies attacked just then at that part?
Okay.
So it's hard to tell. And even though they got it was bit, it didn't look fresh. That's why I didn't think it looked like they got bit then. I think they got bit when they were traveling. When they first encountered them. But I don't know.
They still need just a little bit more time.
Yeah, I would have liked to seen a lot more time. And I like that. What makes this movie even better is the fact that they did introduce these new characters, and they didn't feel like it took away from the original cast.
Right.
Because sometimes when you have an original cast and you introduce new characters, either the cast overshadows those new characters and those other characters just feel like flat, or those new characters overshadow the original cast. And I think they did a fantastic job balancing that out. Again, like I said, I love the characters. Some things that I wish they could have did a little bit better with the story, with the individual stories and how they come together. Um, and I really, really enjoyed. Again, Nevada was freaking fucking awesome, as well as Madison was just funny, and I really enjoyed the dynamic between all of these characters and stuff. And you're right, I would have liked to see the one character I did was like, eh, he didn't really do anything for me. Was Berkeley.
Yeah.
He didn't really do anything. I mean, yes, he helped at the end, and yes, he took on his role, but then again, he really didn't do anything.
I mean, what did you think about that whole place?
I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it. I thought it was okay. I was interested to see how they would deal with zombies that attack them.
Mm-hmm.
Because generally, if you see something, a place that's set up like that.
Yeah, but if that, if the place been there and if they do all that every night, singing and dancing and
it should be like a bunch of zombies
yeah.
around there. It should have, yeah, they should have attracted. I thought about that before we started. I was like, yeah, how did they deal with zombies?
Mm-hmm.
So okay,
because it can't just be like, cause zombies, they're gonna come, they're gonna see out that tall building and
like
lights, so they're not gonna ignore it. So they can't just be like zombie free zone.
Yeah, I wish they kind of would have addressed that a little bit more. How the people actually defend against the zombies. So okay, that's another interesting one. That's another interesting one I didn't mind. But overall, what did you think about the action, the humor? Because me personally, again, my favorite fucking scene. In fact, almost every action scene they had in this movie was good. I don't think they had one I was like, ah, it sucks.
I mean, yeah, I liked it.
When the intro part was pretty cool to me. The part where they were trying to get the RV, that was pretty cool. And again, Madison had a good moment in it. The fight scene, of course, in the bar was fucking awesome. Probably the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
The whole sequence where, again, the big climactic fight at the end was actually pretty good too.
Right.
And it was interesting. They didn't have weapons, so they had to deal with what they did.
Right. And I like that how it showed that they could deal with, even when they didn't have guns, they could deal with the zombies. And I like how they established, okay, you get up here and you call out what you see. Over the years, I like how
the teamwork.
Yeah, teamwork, all of that.
So I thought that was pretty cool too. And that was a pretty serious moment. I was like, I know they're going to get out of this. Because they came up with kind of a solid plan to how they're going to deal with the zombies.
Mm-hmm.
And then it turned out it was more zombies than they thought. So I thought that was a pretty tense moment. But then again, Nevada showed up. I wasn't sure if I was expecting her or not when she did show up. But when she did, I like, okay, Nevada showed up. So, okay, yeah. I really enjoyed the movie, though. I thought it was funny. I liked the performances. I like the cast. I think they did a great job with the characters. Yeah, they could have did a little bit more with the story because Little Rock. I think that hers is kind of a little bit unresolved with her. Yeah, she kind of wants to hang with younger people and stuff, and people that I think that's kind of unresolved. Personally, maybe Berkeley should have did something to kind of step up to where you can tell she likes him. You know what I'm saying?
But they didn't go nowhere toward the end. He ended up with Madison.
Yeah. So I'm like, really, I think some of the character arcs I think they could have tightened up a little bit. Really, the only one that got resolved pretty much was Tallahassee and Little Rock's kind of their little thing. Columbus and Wichita's kind of thing, because that's probably the most continuous one, because they're going at it the entire movie. And kind of this thing with Tallahassee, I don't know if it was ever like emphasized that he was lonely, but I did like Nevada being introduced and them being a couple at the end by the end of the movie. So yes, I think Zombie. So what are your thoughts about Zombieland 2?
I like it. I would watch it again. I think they did pretty good with it.
Yeah, I think I really enjoyed it. I don't know. I think it's actually better than the first one.
Yeah.
I think it is. I think, and it does a great job of actually kind of continuing the story. I can honestly say, why the fuck did they wait 10 years to make another sequel? But
Mm.
I guess the first movie was so good that they were scared to make a sequel. But I hope this movie does do well in movie theaters, and hopefully there'll be a third one. Because you know what I mean, I'm all about trilogies. I wouldn't mind this
Yes.
being a trilogy. It'd be one of the better zombie ones. But yes, all right then, guys. That is our review for Zombieland Double Tap. I said we weren't going to do some spoilers, and we spoiled the hell out of this movie. But in the comment section below, let us know.
Your rating.
Rating? Oh, I can't believe I forgot my rating. A Zombieland Double Tap definitely deserves a 4 out of 5. So, all right, guys, in the comment section below, let us know what did you think about Zombieland Double Tap. Do you think it's better than the first one? And who is your favorite character, both of the original cast and the new people? Also, what are your favorite sequences in the film? Be sure to hit that like, share, subscribe, and that notification button to get the best of what we got going on this channel. And we'll definitely catch you guys later.